How's it going everyone, Blueknight here, and welcome back to another Crash Bandicoot video. So the Crash Bandicoot series is home to lots of memorable and sometimes obscure characters, some of them returning as playable characters in CTR Nitro Fueled, while others only returned as mere Easter eggs in both CTR and Crash 4. But today there is a specific set of characters that I want to quickly discuss, as well as the possibility of their return to the series, while also exploring what little bit of lore that we do have for these characters. And the characters in question are the Evil Twins, also known as Victor and Moritz. So for anyone that's new to the Crash Bandicoot series, I'll just jump right into the lore side of things before we talk about anything else. That way you'll be up to speed and not be confused as to who these characters are. So Victor and Moritz made their debut in Crash Twinsanity. These two started out as Cortex's pet parrots while he was still attending Madame Amberley's Academy of Evil. I know that there's a bit of differentiation between the original pre-Crash 1 lore and Twinsanities, but for the sake of this video, we'll just roll with it. So during Cortex's attendance, he was experimenting with an early version of the Evolvo Ray, which was later used to mutate Crash and some of the other villains in the series, like Ripperoo for instance. His first two test subjects were Victor and Moritz. The machine malfunctioned and Cortex accidentally sent them to the 10th dimension, where the severe radioactive conditions sharpened their skills and warped their fragile eggshell minds, giving them abilities to bring inanimate objects to life, control an object's speed or motion, easily defeat Aku Aku and Uka Uka, and apparently they have the ability to travel between dimensions. Their plan was to get revenge on Cortex after being accidentally sent to the 10th dimension, all the while using the vice versa reversa device to suck all the goodness out of Crash's dimension and leaving behind the worst of all possible worlds. Fast forward to the end of the game, the two are defeated by Crash, Cortex, and Nina, and then the two wind up inside of Evil Crash's house, which is the 10th dimension version of Crash. Well, they wind up meeting a grim demise as Evil Crash eats them. That's pretty dark. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire story of the Evil Twins. They haven't appeared in any other Crash Bandicoot game ever since. I mean, obviously, they were eaten. At least until Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled during the Nina's Nightmare Grand Prix, where there's a painting on the wall that features the Evil Twins before they became, well, evil, alongside a young Cortex, Brio, Ingen, and Madame Amberley, who also made her debut in Crash Twinsanity. But the Evil Twins also appeared as an Easter egg in Crash 4 during the Out for Launch level, as the two appear on a monitor in a seemingly reused render from Twinsanity, but in actuality, this is a completely brand new, redone render of the Evil Twins. So now I'm left to ask the question, are the Evil Twins going to be returning to the series, given that this is an alternate timeline to Twinsanity's events? I'm personally inclined to believe yes, and there's two reasons as to why I think they will. One is that in CTR Nitro Fueled, characters that were going to be added into the game later on down the line would appear as Easter eggs scattered throughout the various levels beforehand, like Nina, Cortex, and Embryo being spotted in Cortex Castle. Lo and behold, months later they made it into the Nina's Nightmare Grand Prix, which was the very same track that the Evil Twins and Madame Amberley were referenced in. Yet, they didn't make it into the game despite being referenced. So if we go by that foreshadowing logic, then this Easter egg of the Evil Twins in Crash 4 could imply that they'll be in the next game, right? Well, not exactly, because if that were the case, then the Elementals from the Wrath of Cortex would be returning as well, seeing as they do make Easter egg appearances in Crash 4. And while I do believe that these characters will be back at some point in the future, I don't necessarily think that it'll be the next game, especially since the Entropies are being teased to return, and we also got Uka Uka returning as well, so throwing all them villains into the mix might just be too much. And reason number two concerns the canonicity of the Evil Twins' return, and would they fit into this new timeline that's been established? Well, as I said earlier, Victor and Moritz were Cortex's first test subjects for the Evolvo Ray prototype, who were accidentally sent to the 10th dimension. This technically happened pre-Crash 1, so they could easily be introduced into the next game in this way and still fit into Crash 4's timeline, despite Twinsanity taking place in a separate yet canonical timeline from Crash 4's. I mean, since dimensional travel is likely to return to some extent content in the next game, having the evil twins come back would make perfect sense. Although, if Toys for Bob goes with the plot that they want revenge on Cortex, and Cortex teams up with Crash again, that might be kinda predictable, and could be seen as a Twinsanity 2.0, which isn't necessarily a bad thing by any means, seeing as Twinsanity had so much potential with all the ideas that were cut from the final game. It'd truly be awesome to see Toys for Bob try to revamp the game with a brand new story that still works for what Crash 4 has established. Now, if they wanted to, Toys for Bob could switch things up a bit by having the evil twins return, but have them be the evil twins from Twinsanity before we get to meet them in Twinsanity. That'd be a pretty cool twist right there. I mean, the amount of things that could happen in a Crash Bandicoot 5 are truly limitless since dimensional travel has been properly reintroduced to the series, and I can't wait to see what lies ahead for the Insane Bandicoot. But I'm curious, what do you guys think about the possibility of the evil twins returning in the next Crash game? Do you think it'll happen, and how do you think the story will go if they do come back? Be sure to leave everything down in the comment section below, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell for more Crash Bandicoot content coming your way real soon. And once again, thank you all so much for watching and the support. I've been Blueknight, and I'll see you guys back here next time.
What?